Hello and good afternoon. It is August 4th, 2023. Yesterday was my birthday, believe it or not. 43 trips around the sun now, and we are back. It is Friday, and we are the Kanawha Valley Hustlers, back to talk to some more hustlers and talk about things that are interesting and going on in and around the Kanawha Valley. As you know, my mission is to spread an entrepreneurial relationship, to increase entrepreneurship, and to bring attention to events and things happening in and around the Kanawha Valley. And with that in mind, I want to let you know that we also have our t-shirts available. You can check out the description, you check out the comments, and you will see the Kanawha Valley Adult. It's a unisex t-shirt. They're really fun, really cool. Check them out. Go ahead and buy one, buy two or three. Get one for your friends, okay? All right. I have got somebody pretty interesting to talk to today. I've seen him all over town, and he's been really involved in some organizations that I like and that really help out the local community. His name is Isaac Sinclair, and he is a portfolio manager with United Bank. He is also the co-chair of Up Next Charlie West, and he's up to some other things that we can talk about here. But for right now, see, Isaac, buddy, what's your hustle?
Hey Joe, how's it going? Thank you for having me on the podcast and happy birthday.
Thank you. Oh, you just had a birthday recently, right?
Yes, on July 27th.
Yeah, you're no longer 30. You're into your 30s now, right?
Thanks for reminding me, yes.
Hey, I'm telling everybody, I turned 43, so I'm still saying I'm in my early 40s. I think when I hit 44, that's when I'll have to start saying I'm in my mid 40s, right?
Right. You're in control of the narrative. I like it.
That's right, absolutely. So tell me, buddy, tell me a little bit. Now, I don't know that much about banking, so tell me a little bit. What is a portfolio manager?
So I'm a commercial portfolio manager. So in my role, I work in the commercial banking department with United Bank. I help underwrite business commercial loans, and I do some additional risk management roles with ongoing due diligence and things like that. But basically, we work with businesses and provide financing for either commercial real estate or lines of credit, working capital, things of that nature. So overall, just supporting local businesses.
Now, do you do a lot of work with entrepreneurs, or are you mostly working with more of the bigger companies?
It varies. It's both actually. So I work with two lenders. One is Andrew Dawson, and the other is Zachary Robinson. Zach works with some of the small business customers, but it's not really limited to how big of the business he can work with. And then Andrew works mostly with the larger businesses.
Give me an idea. I know, you hear people talk about like good debt and bad debt and things like that. Give me an idea of what would you be managing for why would somebody be looking for a loan or something like that for their business? What type of thing would they use a loan for?
Really, it's all about leverage. It's about borrowing money to make more money. And when you look at the numbers, if that doesn't appear to be the case, it's not something that we would support. So ultimately, the goal is to borrow money to grow and make more money as a business.
So tell me if I'm right on this, if I'm kind of understanding here. There might be, like, if you need something like some kind of equipment, for example, to get to your business to that next level, that would be a situation where you'd want to use money for leverage and get like a loan or something like that to get you over that hump. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. And that's what's called C&I lending, where you're purchasing equipment and it would often be secured by that equipment. So the equipment would be the collateral for the loan.
And how would somebody, so if you're an entrepreneur watching this and you've got a small business and you think you need to get to that next level, what kind of steps would you take? What would be your first step do you just show up at the bank and say, "Hey, I need some money," or what do you do?
Yes, I mean, that's really the first step, just making sure you have all your financial information ready to present to the lenders, and then they can listen to what your needs are and look at your financial situation and best advise you accordingly. There may be situations where the bank isn't really the answer, and you may go the private equity route, which is another hat that I wear. I work with a private equity group, the Country Roads Angel Network. And there are some situations where a debt financing isn't really the solution to a startup business or a smaller business, what they're working on. And the other option would be the private equity route. So ultimately, our goal is to advise customers either way. We just try to find the best solution for them.
Yeah, so you mentioned the Country Roads Angel Network. I think people have probably heard the term of like angel investor or those types of terms. What does that mean? And is that what the Country Roads Angel Network is?
Yes, so the Country Roads Angel Network is the only accredited angel network in West Virginia, and they currently have 6 businesses that they've helped fund in their portfolio. But an angel investor is different from a venture capitalist in the amount of money they generally provide and the amount of control they take when they invest. They'll take a certain percentage of equity in the company, but they won't require a lot of the control and things like that come with working with venture capital firms and things like that.
And just to take a step back from people that might not have the financial literacy, what is equity? If you say they're taking equity in a company, what does that mean?
Right. So if you're a business and you're trying to raise money, there's 2 ways you can do that, either equity or debt. And with debt, which is what the bank provides, you're getting a loan and it's usually secured by some type of collateral and you're making payments back to the bank with interest. Now, with equity, the equity financing, an investor will give you money in exchange for ownership in the company. And sometimes they have structures where they ultimately get paid back and then they're bought out. But the difference is like equity investors get ownership in the company that they're providing funds to.
Gotcha. And now angel investors, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but angel investors don't take like a controlling equity. Is that right?
Yes, to a certain extent. They have a small percentage of equity in the company and they don't usually come with like significant board positions and things of that nature.
And that's where you get into like a venture capitalist. They take a little bit more control in with their
Mhm.
investment, right?
Correct. And they're usually larger investments.
Right. And they're usually looking more for like unicorn type startups, right?
Yes, that's often the case.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit. I know that you've been involved in the community quite a bit with also with Up Next Charlie West, which I think a lot of people remember until recently was Generation Charleston. But when you went through a whole rebranding process and relaunch and everything, tell me a little bit about Up Next Charlie West and what it was like to go through that rebranding.
Yes, so Up Next Charlie West is the Young Professionals program of the Charleston Area Alliance. And we began the rebranding in fall of 22 and officially became Up Next Charlie West at that point. And really, the goal of the group is to attract and retain young talent in the area. And we do that by providing a community where people can connect and attend professional development events and things of that nature. But ultimately, our goal is to create a place where people know that they can come and they can meet people and they can learn and grow in their career. And we really didn't want it to be like another stuffy business environment like you may have experienced at some time or another. But, with our group, we have a good variety of people that attend our events. We have people in the arts community, photographers, DJs, and then people in my sphere with banking and the legal environment. So it's a nice, diverse group. And at this point, it's August of 23. We have over 130 members with our group at this point, age 21 to 45.
That's great. And you guys do some professional development, like classes and trainings and stuff like that too, right?
Yes. So we will have our first professional development event on August 30th. Emily Love from United Bank is going to be giving a presentation at the United Bank office in Charleston. If you want to get more information on that, I would recommend going to the Charleston Area Alliance website and registering for the event. But that is free. That will be a free event. It's a luncheon. So I highly recommend people check that out. And then there's another pretty cool guy coming in September who's going to be providing a presentation on marketing. And that guy's Joe Justice.
I've heard of that guy.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that.
I hear he's pretty good. We'll see. I'll reserve judgment. Maybe I'll have him on the podcast sometime soon.
Right. And then that you can also register for that event now. That will be September 19th, and that will be at the Charleston Area Alliance office.
So to get all of the information on Up Next Charlie West, is it the Charleston Area Alliance website that people need to visit?
Yes, that is really the first point of contact I recommend for everyone. And then we're very active on social media with Facebook and Instagram as well. And then we're building up the LinkedIn page right now. So that's really the last one of the social media platforms we've been working on. But we're very active on Facebook and Instagram.
And I know you guys have a regular, the first Tuesday of every month is a regular event that you guys throw, right?
That's correct. So the first Tuesday of each month at 5 p.m., we meet either at DT Prime or Bar 101 at this point. Those are the two venues we've used, but this event is free to attend, and you just come, and it's a social networking event. You get to meet a lot of great people. It's from 5 to 7. You have EJ Price. He's my co-chair, and he's DJ EJ, if you're not familiar with him, but he provides the music for the event, and it's just a really good atmosphere, very casual. It's a fantastic way to meet other people.
Yeah, we just had that just this week on Tuesday, and I can attest it was a blast. We all had a lot of fun. Well, Isaac, I tell you what, we're coming up close to our time here, and I was wanting to see if there's anything else you would like to talk about, or maybe direct anybody to get in touch with you about anything, or what do you have going on that you would like to make sure everyone knows about?
So I'm a guy that wears many hats. I work on a lot of different things, but mainly there's two things that I work on is providing funds to businesses and creating an environment for young professionals to flourish. So I recommend if anyone wants to connect with me that they would do that on either LinkedIn or Facebook. I'm always sharing things that are going on, good opportunities, and I'd be happy to help anyone in any way I can. And I just want to thank you for everything you've done for our community, because you always go above and beyond to promote the people in your life and the city you live in. And that's really what makes a big difference. So thank you, Joe.
Well, I appreciate that, buddy. I really do. And I appreciate everything you do. I know I've seen you at the at all kinds of events, not only the Alliance and Up Next Charlie West, but working with Mountaineer Media and just all over the place. So it's been great seeing you, great meeting you, and great to get to know you better and better. I want to thank you for coming on today. Hang on just a second. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody, and then I'll be right back to wish you off to a great weekend, because I know you got a big relaxing weekend after your big birthday weekend last weekend, right?
Exactly. Got to recover.
All right. Hang tight for just a second.
Thanks, Joe.
All right. Thank you. And thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We will be back next week with some more exciting guests. We got all kinds of cool stuff coming up. So be sure to check in. If you need to get in touch with Isaac with anything, you can find him on Facebook, LinkedIn. If it's business stuff, hit him up on LinkedIn. He'll be sure to help you out with anything that you need to on there. And make sure you check out you can just Google Up Next Charlie West. It's a great way to get a hold of it, or to go to the Charleston Area Alliance website. I'll put a link to their website in the comments. Thank you so much for watching today. We will see you all next week. Have a great weekend. Till then, bye-bye for now.